Thunderleg, a martial arts expert and assassin, is introduced in the first scene. Thunderleg has spent his entire life training to be the best fighter in the world. He is best known for his signature technique, Devil's Kick, a quick and lethal kicking style that can defeat even the most skilled opponents. One day, he receives a letter from a client requesting that he assassinate a prominent kung fu master named Wei. He is also compensated handsomely for his services. Thunder quickly approaches Wei and challenges him to a fight. Wei offers him twice as much money for his life, but Thunder refuses. Despite his status as a fugitive, he is a man of high principles when it comes to his work. The fight begins, and a master like Wei is exposed as inept in the face of Thunder. He demonstrates incredible footwork and defeats his opponent in a matter of minutes. We are taken to the best martial arts training center in town in the following scene. It is run by Wong, a master, and his disciple, Professor Kai. The trainees are terrified of Wong, but not of Kai. Wong's own son, Freddy, is the most well-known of the trainees. He makes fun of Kai and laughs along with the others at his misfortune. When Kai realizes what is going on, he accuses Freddy of being a spoiled brat and abusing his father's position. They decide to settle the dispute by fighting. Kai loses because, despite being a professor, he is not half as good as Freddy. The man has a natural talent for martial arts and only lacks discipline. Later that day, Freddy is in the market with his friends, planning to prank people as they usually do. He scares a girl and makes her jump on him with an eel. However, he is apprehended by the girl's mother. She is also a kung fu master, far superior to any opponent Freddy has faced. He learns a lesson before registering that he cannot win against her and flees. Freddy's luck runs out that day when he encounters a man named Jerry on his way home. He is causing problems for a poor seller by refusing to pay the correct amount. Freddy confronts the bully and defeats him in a fight to force him to pay the seller. Before leaving, he warns Jerry to keep his distance if he values his life. He returns home in the evening to find the girl he pranked earlier and her mother with his father. Freddy tries to ignore them, but his father draws him closer to introduce him to the visitors. They are, in fact, his aunt and cousin, who have traveled from another city to pay them a visit. They inform Master Wong of his son's misbehavior, which lands Freddy in hot water. They are about to punish him when they are interrupted by a landowner named Lee. He is Jerry's father, and he is enraged at Freddy for assaulting his son. Jerry is also brought before Master Wong, covered in bandages from all of the injuries he has sustained. Lee does not want an apology. Instead, he wants Freddy punished for his crimes. Wong pulls out a stick to hit Freddy, but his aunt stops him. She requests that Freddy be punished in the manner that the victim's friends prefer. They only get 10 hits on him, and he can't fight back in between. One of Jerry's friends boldly steps forward, oblivious to the fact that even if Freddy cannot counterattack, he can defend himself. His first few hits are rendered ineffective because Freddy is able to deflect each one. The 10 attacks are eventually over, and Freddy is still standing upright with no major injuries. When the opponent attempts an extra attack, Freddy knocks him out with a single blow. Lee and his thugs must pick Jerry and return home in shame. But Master Wong's rage hasn't subsided. Starting the next day, he subjected Freddy to a series of brutal punishments. Every day, he is forced to squat for hours with bowls on his head and shoulders. Nonetheless, Freddy and his friends devise several methods to avoid punishment. Master Wong learns of this and becomes frustrated with his son's lack of discipline. He calls his brother, a legendary kung fu master named Sam, when he decides to take a big step. He is best known for his drunken kung fu style and is unbeatable when drunk. Wong believes that under his care, even Freddy will begin to take life seriously. Freddy is kept in the outhouse until he arrives, with a heavy pot hung around his neck as punishment. His friend comes to his aid and reveals that Master Sam is not your average person. He torments his students to the point where they are unrecognizable at the end of the training. Freddy might as well bid farewell to his freedom and peace once he arrives. Freddy no longer wants to meet Sam after hearing all of his heinous deeds. He flees and, by the end of the day, finds himself in a restaurant. He tricks a man into treating him to a meal because he is penniless, but the man turns out to be the restaurant's owner. His thugs attack Freddy for attempting to defraud them. Master Sam is eating at the same restaurant. He recognizes Freddy and assists him in fighting the goons. Freddy is grateful to the stranger for his assistance. As they converse, he begins to insult Master Sam, failing to recognize that he is the same man. Freddy finally stops berating him and asks the stranger his name. Freddy's face changes color when he realizes he is the master. He makes an attempt to flee. When that fails, he foolishly attempts to fight Sam and is humiliated. His training begins the next day, and his first task is to repeatedly transfer water from one massive pot to another. He waits for the appropriate moment to fall into one of the pots. When Sam comes to his aid, he is duped and imprisoned inside. Freddy then flees and finds refuge in an abandoned building. The location turns out to be the hideout of Thunderleg, a dangerous assassin. He orders Freddy to leave, but Freddy refuses because he does not know who the killer is. As a result, Thunderleg beats and humiliates him. He is about to kill him when he realizes that killing a mere weakling like Freddy will harm his reputation. Freddy's life has been saved, but he has never been more embarrassed. The rage transforms into a desire to avenge Thunder, which necessitates training. In the following scene, he returns to Sam, apologizing and pleading for his assistance. Sam reclaims him, giving him one last chance to prove himself. The first step in training is to increase his arm strength. Sam accomplishes this by tying sticks to his hands and using him as a puppet. Freddy struggles to use chopsticks at dinner after training all day. He doubts he'll ever be as strong as Thunder, but as the days pass, he notices his arm getting stronger. When he can break walnuts with his bare fingers, he has completed the first quarter of his training. The master and student then go to a local betting zone to gamble one day. Sam is a seasoned gambler with keen vision. He wins every round and makes a lot of money, much to his opponent's chagrin. A bald man interrupts them, believing he can defeat Sam. They bet everything on the final round, but the man cheats to win. When he is exposed as a fraud, he panics and begins blaming Sam. Freddy challenges him to a fight, believing that he will easily win. The bald man, on the other hand, reveals that he has been trained in skull-styled kung fu and has a powerful head. He dominates Freddy in the first half of the fight, but Freddy eventually defeats him with a hammer. After a while, Master Sam runs out of his favorite alcohol and requests that Freddy get him some from a restaurant. He does, however, eat a large meal with the money and dilutes the alcohol with water, assuming Sam will not notice the difference. The bald-headed guy brings the Bamboo Master somewhere else to beat up Sam for what he did earlier. The Bamboo Master has his stick, but Sam is missing his most powerful weapon, alcohol. Freddy arrives just in time, but Sam immediately notices that the alcohol has been diluted. As a result, they are unable to fight the Bamboo Master and decide to flee. At night, Freddy blames Sam for not properly teaching him and failing to defeat the Bamboo Master. Sam reveals that up until now, he had only been learning the fundamentals of drunken kung fu. Now that he has mastered the basics, he will have to learn the most important parts. The pair then drinks until they are completely out of their minds. When most people can't walk with this much alcohol in their system, Sam can perform the techniques of all 7 kung fu masters. Freddy discovers the master's strengths and weaknesses. He finally begins to grasp the complicated techniques of kung fu after hours and hours of practice. He is also much more disciplined and serious about his training than he was previously. One day, the landowner Lee approaches Master Wong and asks him to sell his land. Wong is aware that Lee intends to exploit the land by turning it into a coal mine. Lee even offers him a 20% cut of the profits, but Wong refuses. Thunderleg receives a letter from a client in the following scene. Lee is the sender, and he wants him to murder Wong. Thunder accepts the task and prepares to travel to the city. Freddy is walking home with alcohol when he encounters the Bamboo Master somewhere else. He recalls how the man humiliated him and Sam and decides to exact his revenge. He provokes the man, urging him to strike first. Until Freddy consumes alcohol, the fight appears to be neutral. No one, not even the popular Bamboo Master, can fight him when he's drunk. He almost hilariously defeats the man before stealing 2 large pots of his wine. When he returns home, he is surprised to find Sam missing. He discovers a letter in which the master thanks him for believing in his teachings. He claims Freddy has learned everything there is to know about drunken kung fu, so he has finished his task and is leaving. Back at the training center, a man runs to Wong in fear, revealing that Lee and his followers are occupying the land by force. Wong, enraged, goes to punish them but finds no one. It is revealed that the notice was a ruse used by Thunderleg to isolate Wong. Thunder is especially pumped about the fight because he is always on the lookout for a tougher opponent. Wong, he believes, is a perfect match for Thunder, and his death will boost Thunder's reputation. The fight begins, and the two spar in strength and technique for a while. When Thunder uses the Devil's Kick, even the mighty Wong is defeated. He is thrown to the ground and about to be killed when one of his disciples brings Freddy. When he sees his father injured, his blood boils. He prepares to fight the opponent in place of Wong. Thunderleg recalls him from when he was humiliated. It's a joke to the assassin because he believes Freddy is the same person who ran away with his tail between his legs the last time. So then appears on the battlefield, much to Freddy's delight. Thunderleg is stunned, knowing what his drunken master is capable of. It turns out that he is the only person the deadly assassin fears. So, on the other hand, assures him that he will not interfere with the fight. He prefers that it be between his student and Thunder. The fight begins, and Freddy successfully avoids all of Thunder's attacks. The opponent becomes frustrated and makes a mistake, giving Freddy the advantage. Finally, he defeats Thunder by snapping his neck with his arm strength. Finally, Freddy emerges victorious, and his father can finally be proud of him. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support it. Thank you for taking the time to watch.